said no, they will not go there because he told them frankly that he doesn't need it.
But I was in house, I was here now.
Yeah, because you don't know the
Oh, so there was politics happening. Alright. But the truth is, transaction. So let's go to the third one. Can we read it together? 1 to go. Let's read that servant leadership again. 1 to go. Servant leadership. And this type of leaders, they do what? Power sharing models of authority and encourages collective decision making. So let me go back to comparing what we used to have before and what we have now. So many times in here, Pastor Richard will say, come on, this is what is on ground. What do you all think? Because the leaders, right? Are you listening? So, and this is the best form of leadership that you can build. The new age companies today that have hit their 1 billion mark operate in with this model. Servant leadership. So they allow team to micromanage themselves. So they drop a project and anybody within that team can create the idea, work on it, and go and present it. It does not have to be the leader who goes to say, oh, because it's my department, I must be the one pitching. Do you understand? So, because this part, they believe in power sharing models of authority and encourages collective decision making. So this is more like where you find management operating with a Democrats culture. Okay? And you get what I'm saying? So they allow people, and because they believe that, fine, I am just privileged to be called the HOD, alright? But we're all in this together. You're listening? For those of us who went to school, you discover that you had your classmates or your classmate who was your classroom. But the guy never woke up one day and started behaving like he's the teacher and telling you can't sit in class. You understand what I'm saying? So the guy knew, fine, I'm the leader, but that guy was the servant leader. He will do the work for almost everybody in class. Are you listening? Next one is... Now the next one is autocratic leadership. Can we read it together?
autocratic leadership.
And this type of leader, what do? They have significant control over staff, rarely considers worker suggestion or share of power. And that was the reason why I did say that, no, maybe Wale is not that domineering type of leader. Do you understand? Yes, it's good to have dominance. Whether you like it or not, if you are a leader, at some point you must get to the place where you have to stamp your feet on the floor to say, this is what I think we should do. Are you listening? Now, but there are people who are just autocratic in nature. They don't listen to you. Nothing. The entire decision sits all for them. They don't consider you. So they even make decisions for you without asking if you have capacity or if you are available to do what they are paid. They just believe as long as you are paid, you must do the bid. Do you understand? Are we together?
Who call them dictative?
Yes, that's another word. They're dictators. They're dictators.
What would be the difference between this and
Transactional.
Almost close. Transactional still remains that with transactional you can still flow within your horizontal space. If you have influence within your colleague, you guys can still think and do things around you. Do you understand? But you just don't play at the top. If you are not in the league. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Transactional leaders will be the type if they have two types of restaurants where management eats. Do you understand? And general staff eat. And let's say water finishes or one of the items finishes in the general, you must not go there and take water because you don't belong to the league of people who drink water. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, autocratic has to do with more of when it comes to core decision making and how they manage things. Are we together?
Okay. They have to grant it. They don't accept other suggestion.
No. They don't even give you room to make it. They don't ask. They don't ask for your suggestion.
So the trust why? Because now they will say if you want to go and take another thing from another place, they say no.
No, they don't say no. They must be in the no. That's for them.
Oh, okay. So,
Do you understand? It's just like we wake up now and when somebody decides to send an email to Reverend and you are not in the know. Do you understand? Those type of leaders who operate with that system will get angry. Now, and some people play it so bad even in their relationship. For example, Wale introduces his friend to me and we all get talking. And maybe something comes up and I'm now dealing with the friend without telling Wale. Wale now gets angry. I see people do that, like, and I'm like, oh, so why did you connect us? So must I now, I want to call this guy, can I call? This guy is talking to me, can I deal? Do you understand? So that means that relationship is strictly based on transaction. There's nothing mutual about it. There's really no respect. It's just about how what you guys do is what we call modus of operandum. It's just this is our operational policy. You dare not talk to this person without me. You dare not visit this person without me. Are you understanding? You dare not connect to this person without letting me know. So that's what that is. Alright? Can we pronounce this? Laissez-faire leadership. And this is characterized by hands-off approach, allowing employees to get on with tasks as they see fit. Are you listening? So if you find yourself in an organization where they apply, okay, let me bring it to the context of politics, the Republican Party. All right? Somehow, no, I'm not sure it's Republican that will do this. But this kind of approach is, this is the work we want to get done, all right? How you go about it. They don't want to define process for you. This is more of result-oriented culture, all right? How you go about it really don't matter to them. Just get the result. Get the job done, provide us with results. Do you understand? So there's no pressure on you must do A, after A you do B, after B. So this kind of environment also allows for creativity. You know why? Because people will try their hands on so many type of approaches, and until they get what works, what is best fit for them to produce the kind of result they expect, and then they fly. Any question?
Baba, go back to number 5. You are still documenting.
Are you writing?
Writing.
No, we can share the slide if you don't mind.
You ask us question next week.
Like sorry, for this particular one, number 5, like I did not really get it fully.
Okay, so let me break it down. Characterized by hands-off approach, meaning Prof doesn't say we're doing leadership this month. This is your topic. These are the subtopics you must teach. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's giving me room to go and make research. And I've come with what I think is best fit for the framework of leadership that we're teaching. So it's hands off.
So you can see that this kind of leadership in the question I asked you earlier, they are similar in the sense that it gives you go and solve the problem. Is that not?
No, excuse me. This kind of leadership sees the ability in you and give you room in that area.
And without telling you anything.
No.
No, I'm not necessarily not telling you anything. If you look at it, if you actually listen to his example,
Thank you.
we say this month we deal with leadership,
So you told me something.
right? So you can then decide to go and tackle it from whatever hand. That was why you will see that there's a relationship between the two things that we both our content. It's just that I looked at it from ethics point of view, but now we're talking about the types of leadership.
Yeah.
You know, so it's still everything still comes back to leadership. But I think maybe the question I should ask you is, maybe this will help. If you were to work with any leader, who would you pick? Someone that does not provide direction, just says, get this thing done. Or someone that no, let me ask.
I want you to
no, I want
wait
you to
now,
ask a
listen.
question. You know, so I think that would help us frame, you know,
An answer
an
for
answer
you.
for. So who would you prefer? Someone that comes in and just says, this is what we need to get done, get it done. That's it. Or someone that comes to work and asks after about your family and how you're doing, and then says, this is what we need to do. You know, if you require any further help,
Come to me.
come to me. Which one would you prefer?
I'll prefer the one that asks about my family.
Exactly.
That's
so,
what I'm
no,
saying.
we're not saying
So
that
that's the context of support.
being any type of leadership is not a bad thing. We're just saying, don't get it wrong. People will have different types
At different
Yeah.
situations.
So
Yeah.
you will realize that you can fall in all of these things, depending on that is why if someone
situation.
asks me now, how would you deal with a particular thing? If I'm not placed in that thing, I cannot know how I'm going to deal with it.
Of course.
So every time, everything is always situational. But if you have all this kind of content or this kind of idea around what kind of leadership can I provide in this particular context, then you will be fine. Because you are always going to be in a situation whereby you have to apply any of this. There are some times where, like for kids, for example, there are some times where you have to, you know, be all lovey-dovey. There are some times you have to put your feet on the ground and do that. You know. So does that make you a bad person?
No.
So you've answered your question yourself.
No,
No.
I'm just making a referral
Of
to the
what?
question that I asked him
Yeah,
earlier when he
and
said,
I was happy that you
Yeah.
actually brought him back.
Yeah.
Because this is close to the question.
question.
you
Yeah,
asked.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying any of those people are bad. It's just your personality and your character, and it suits them. So should you fall under them? It's not saying maybe actually they are devil. It's just who they are, and you have to take them for. And people with such character, and people are doing well with whatever.
Yeah, that's what but at the end of the day, some people can be like that.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Some people can be like
I'm not saying what
This
is
is what you want to
wrong. When I'm
but
just
it
trying
does not
to
always work.
shed light.
It does
But
not always
another
work.
thing I've discovered that somebody can play the both role. A leader can play both role. For example, let's say you're dealing with somebody before who is like more mature. When you say we're talking about leadership, or let's say for example in the place of my work, decide something about leadership, and I go ahead to decide because of my level of creativity, I might do something. To another person say no, I don't like something like this. These are the samples of what I have, this and that. Follow this. So I think it depends on the maturity of the person you're dealing with. Let's say in the area of evil business, you're dealing with someone that is very professional before. Now you now see somebody who is amateur or who is not to that professionalism. Now you need to now say, I can't go down, I can't lower my taste. You need to come up, this and that.
You can't lower this, increase your money and go and pay to
Like,
professionals.
some people you train them along.
Sure.
So something like that. So that's what I'm able to.
Yeah. I don't know if you pick what I was saying from the beginning. We all exhibit each of these traits at different time, at different phases of our life. Are you get what I'm saying? So a different situation, it will warrant what plug you want to pull out, or which of this personality you want to pull out. The end goal is, well, it did say something. Those who just want to give you orders without direction, at the end of the day, many times don't succeed as they ought to succeed. So you discover that sometimes you could look at some, in quotes, successful people you see who have attitudes, who behave like this, who just say things that they want to do and walk away. If you check around their circle, there's somebody who is managing all those flaws. Are you listening? There's somebody managing those floors. I mean, the generation we fall in today, when you meet creative people, there's a level you talk to them, they walk away from you. They tell you, no, I can't work in this environment. So most of those people, it's not the money that's making them go to work. You've seen people who are very creative, who know what they're doing. They can just tell you, this month I just want to be on my own. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this type of leader, yes, he's not boxed you. He has also allowed you to go and do whatever you can do. But don't forget, you're still going to bounce back work often. You get Lily?
Okay, so is it possible to switch from this kind of leadership to become an autocratic leader? And at what point?
Now, autocratic leadership is dictatorship, is Adolf Hitler, just people, or Abacha.
But I just, okay.
Just, I'm trying to marry context to this, and so that you understand what we're talking about. Do you understand? That's what autocracy is about. So understand the word autocracy. Is you as power, you assuming unquestionable power and authority. Simple.
Omnipotent leadership.
Thank you. You see the connection? You assume some level of omnipotency. Nobody can ask you questions. Nobody can correct you. Nobody has the right to say, so I have a suggestion. What if? Nobody ifs your words. Once you say it, that is what it is. Whether it is right or wrong. So what happens with such leaders is people allow them to go waste their time, waste their resources, waste their money. Are you getting it? And such leaders don't come back to the group to say, oh, I'm sorry. And a lot of us grew up from even such environment, even with our parents. Our parents, some of them never said sorry until we grew so matured. They don't tell you sorry. Do you understand? Even when they've said something or they made a decision for you that turned out not to be the best decision, they just make the next one that they feel good about without consulting you. Do you understand? Kelvin? You're raising your hand?
So I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
So from this conversation, basically, I'm thinking that you are referring to the leader only in the context of organizations and businesses. Isn't a leader a person that is an individual? It doesn't matter if it's an organization sense or outside an organization.
Okay, so now let's bring this now into self. I'm a man, I have a wife. Once I become autocratic in my house, it becomes this is what I say and it's final. And you and I know in marriage, once you start that attitude, you've already started war. Simple. Do you get? So whether these are traits that whether you're dealing with yourself as an individual or you're dealing with a group of people you're managing as an organization or as a business or you're dealing with clients, if you don't understand how you manage and cultivate an environment that allows input, allows processing of those inputs from various channels, you're going to be falling into serious issues. You are just going to delay your own time. I have a particular client who makes decision and say, okay, no, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. 3 months later, he comes back, no, I don't want this anymore, this anymore. And I've said to him, listen, if I want to deal with you as a client, how the people I pay to do work, if I tell the people I pay to do work, okay, this is it, is this the scope, send me scope, they sign up on that scope. Any other thing you are bringing is extra invoice. Are you getting me? So this same person will do this. Then later I say, no, you're wasting my time. I said, when you're done wasting your time, let me know. If you think I'm going to move for your inconsistency, you're wasting your time. I've dealt with clients like you not years back, so they don't move me anymore when you are ready for what you want. Because right now it seems that you don't even know what you want. So there are clients like that. Now, in the family, you find wives or children or even parents. For example, you have a child, you ask a child, what do you want? I want this. The next day, I want this. You need to help that child apply. Because if you don't provide support for that child, you see where the support system will come in. Okay, why do you want this? So all of these things, they find a way to play out. Leadership, like I did say to us that last week, has got nothing to do with position. It's about influence, and influence can come from any angle. You can have influence over your family, or in your family, over your peers. I've seen people who encourage me, why not do this program? And I started studying it, and it has helped me today. Why? Because this was pure influence. Somebody showed me this is working, and it could be applied to my field. And I started studying, and it's working. Do you understand what I'm saying? Calvin, did I come close to answering? Okay, I'll come to our time, Abi. Yes, sir. Or maybe we'll take your own question outside.
No.
All right.
What I'm trying to say is for people to fall into all this category of leaders or leadership as an individual or without not going, and it has to, it is based on your personality trait. From
No.
sir, you know what? Some child you see that you say this child has a strong character, and some people they're able to deal with all that. Because to me, if I want to define a leader or when I see this person, I'll probably pick it from your personal character. Because for you to actually own any of this, start portraying any of this attitude in your place of work, check the person from the beginning. If you are an A student and excellent student, there's a way they carry themselves. You know, if you're this kind of very funny person, be like, this guy can't lead us. He's not even serious. You can see the way he's behaving. You understand? To me, that's how I can define anybody occupying any of this thing.
All right.
Either the answer or whatever.
Okay, just hold on, sir. Remember what you made mention of. All of this thing can only be applied in real context when they are situational. Are you getting what I'm saying? So you meet a customer or a friend who wants to run over you.
Or Abacha.
No, who wants to run over you. Now the big question you must ask yourself: if the example you used now, Abacha,
Yeah.
if he was not in the army, if he wasn't a general,
But
you see,
before he became a
hold
general,
on now, all that entire character, he will only display it in his house over his wife. That's what I'm saying. So you need to understand that autocratic leader, what makes them powerful is position. And we're trying to say to you that leadership has really got nothing to do with position. So the fact that, so these people take pride that now I am in charge. What I say you do, you must do. That is what drives them. Do you understand?
but they've been nursing that thing.
So can I say something?
Please.
So I think I understand what you're trying to say, but at the same time, you know, I still don't fully get the context. Think about, so let's think about you as an individual. You're very jovial. You come across as someone that is serious.
Yeah.
Does that make you a bad leader? Does that make you that you cannot lead? No. Exactly my point. So you can say someone like a child has been behaving, you know, in a particular way from the beginning, and that will then influence the way he carries himself. That is his own thing. Does that make him at that particular? You don't know what is going on. So that someone, because you're an straight A student, and then you carry yourself, people will bring you down. I've seen people where they will come into an organization, and then you tell them to do so and so, and then they say, "Oh, where I'm coming from is straight A." Yeah, go and do your straight A where you're coming from. This organization, this is how we do things here. And at the end of the day, they shape up because
There's a
that
culture.
is how it works. If you want to lead an organization at a particular point in time, there are certain things you will stop doing.
Yeah.
Does that take away
Your jovialness side?
No. It's just that when you are put in a particular situation, you have to be available to it. You have to. That was why I said all those things you cannot tell when you are going to display it until you are put in that situation.
Yes.
So that was why I said as you are now, if someone takes your wallet right now and grab it around, the way you are going to behave is going to be different from if I was the one that took your wallet. Because you know me, you know the kind of response or the kind of attitude you're going to provide is going to be different to someone that you don't know. And at that point, we can even know your true character. Because right in here, you know that things have not happened. Then right in here, you start swearing. That same mouth that you've done, you used to
Speak in tongues.
speak in tongues, you will stop. That is just you. That is showing you that in a particular situation, people can become anything.
So how do you now compare personality traits with all these?
Hold on, sir. Leadership style is also a trait, but don't attack it or attach it to
I'm not,
personality.
I just, let's see how we can find it.
Today's class has got nothing to do with personality. So don't take me out of my context if I shoot you. Stay in this context. We're teaching leadership and types of leadership. And so if you want to allow your personality to affect your sense of governance or leading people, a team, whether you like it or not, just like Wale said, the fact that you are jovial, you're playful, doesn't mean you don't have a good quality to be, you don't have the quality of a good leader. No. Because leadership is about you coercing people or getting people to get work done at the right time and producing the required result. That's what it is. So whether you playfully get it done or you autocratically get it done, we're just saying that whichever approach you apply, if you use the autocratic measure or transactional measure, you will get results, but you would have wounded people while getting results. Are you listening? So at the end of the day, you wound a particular set of people, but you got results. What's going to happen when next you need to get work done?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Before all of you, Emmanuel raised his hand.
So, I see we don't know types of leadership.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll try as a suggestion because if it's a question, it might take a long time. Is it possible we can have a section where we look at the pros and cons of each type? Because I believe there is no perfect type. It's just that, okay, one type seems to work and one type seems to be more negative, but even that negative type has its own benefits. So
Sure.
is it possible to have-
The contest has all of it, but time will not permit us. But they have. And I think sometimes when we teach these things, just take your time and do a few research for yourself too. But they have. There's something positive about each one of them, and there's a weaker side of each one of them. Yes?
I just want to add a contribution to what he said.
Yeah.
I think the perspective at which he's talking about regarding personality and leadership is a choleric kind of temperament will automatically or probably be able to exhibit an autocrat kind of leadership, whereby a sanguine kind of person will be able to exhibit more of probably lesser
leadership.
Servant leadership.
yes kind of
Fine.
leadership.
So,
You articulated it better.
better.
Boss.
Yeah, that's I just use the word personality.
No, but hold on.
That's the question. That's what I want to make a
That's what I'm
suggestion.
saying.
Yeah.
That's phlegmatic,
Choleric,
choleric,
Yeah.
whatever.
that is divided into introvert and extrovert. Can we have a section where
When
one
all
of you
these
can
things
handle
into it
it
in the
But-
way.
in the place of leadership?
Hold on. Hold on. See, so wait now. If we still come back to that, there's this thing we all think and say, no, I'm choleric. Every human being carries a percentage of each of these personalities,
No.
and that's why we kept explaining that. Listen, each of them will play out. Now, a lot of people see me as in my person. I'm confrontational when I want to deal with issue. Very confrontational. I don't have energy to go and talk here. Now, in my leadership approach, but I'm supportive when it comes to leading. I'm not the type that says, go get it done. If you don't get results, you failed. Do you understand?
In that case, you'll be able to understand your personality, your strengths and your weakness, and you'll be able to work on it and be able to carry it out in terms of leadership.
Alright. Okay, now let me tell you how I was able to do that. I sat in classes like this and took what they are teaching. I'm not trying to do what AY is doing, trying to find where it's going to create a rebound. Understand the types first.
No, that's so
Listen.
messy.
Hold on. No, but you don't understand. Just listen to the class first. Understand it first. Now, because you're busy trying to compare, we're in this space, you're busy comparing with another context. Do you understand all of this?
I know. I know.
So as long as you know, then I'm happy. If you think you know, then I'm happy. That's because the core is you understanding it. So that when you stand, when we appoint you as an HUD of a team, you understand what you're displaying there. Whatever attitude you're showing up is a reflection of your trait or your type of leadership. Are you listening?
Yeah.
So there are some type of leader that you don't suggest. You don't tell them, what do you think about this? Now, but if you really want to grow a team, and that's where we're going to, you're looking at building a team that is successful, an organization that is scalable, that will grow. Because at the end of the day, the growth point is what we're looking for. Even as a church, you want to grow. Alright, so if you keep quiet and you're not exhibiting some level of assertiveness at some point, it will show. So at some point it will be required. So the core of this lesson today is just understand what type of leader that you are. Okay? So based on where we stopped today, I'll share the slide. Kelvin, just help us share the slide maybe in the church information group for those who want to download it and perhaps take time to study, because we couldn't round up. Yeah, so our time is up. Alright. So can we stand up on our feet? Alright, so turn to someone by your right and just say this after me. You were born to lead, but you need to learn to lead. Say that again. You were born to lead, but you need to learn to lead. God bless you. Thank you.
Next.